Hi, hello. Good evening, friends. Welcome to Akshar Online Classes. And as a part of IIT NEET Foundation classes, I am your chemistry faculty, S. Mohan, MSc BA. Today I am going to take an introduction class for chemistry. Right? Am I audible to you, students? Is my voice clear to you? Can you hear me? Post in the chat box. Yes, thank you. Yeah, Zoya, thank you very much. Akshay Kumar, Akansh Kumar, thank you. Okay, students. So here, today we are going to discuss about today I am going to give some introduction classes for IIT Foundation. Alright. So as you know, you are in IIT Foundation means I think what is IIT, right? IIT is nothing but a Indian Institute of Technology. Okay, Indian Institute of Technology. So what is the speciality of this IIT? And when you are going to write the IIT exam, IIT entrance exam, that IIT mains, when you are going to write the IIT exams, and why this IIT you are studying now in the 9th class. Now first I will give brief information about this IIT. See students, you know that you are a very smart students nowadays. So IIT entrance examination, that is IIT mains and advanced will be there. So mains you will be writing, mains or advanced you will be writing after your 12th class, means 12th standard. Okay, after your 12th standard you are going to write the IIT mains exam, right? So after, now we are in 9th class, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and after 12th class you are going to write the IIT. Then why, what is a necessity for you now to study about IIT Foundation? Yes students, so here IIT Foundation, why we are studying? Because students, IIT is one of the prestigious institute not only in India but throughout the world. From so many countries the students apply for IIT mains and J mains and advanced, to get a seat in IIT institutions, right? So here students, those who want to pursue their engineering, then everyone's dream is that to get a rank in IIT. So that is IIT, right? So in the IIT, what is the competition in this IIT? So see students, here in India now at present there are 23 IIT institutions are there. How many? 23 IIT institutions are there. In that total number of seats approximately 16,000. 16,000 seats are there, means every year 16,000 students are joining in IIT to complete their engineering course, right? How many members are appearing for IIT? So here if you take 2021, this year almost to the mains more than 9 lakhs, 9.5 lakhs of students they appeared for this mains examination. How many? 9.5 lakhs of students they appeared for mains, and from that how many students they may get the seat here? Only 1600. So now you think where is 16,000 and where is 95 lakhs? Sorry, 9.5 lakhs. Okay, so there is a heavy competition for IIT. So that's the student, that's what you need some foundation to get a seat in IIT. Okay, so that is called IIT Foundation. Okay, so here we are here to provide you IIT Foundation students, right? So now What will be there in IIT? Actually, what is the syllabus of IIT? Students, syllabus of IIT. Syllabus of IIT means of JEE is nothing but your 12th standard, 11th and 12th standard. Okay. What you study in the 11th and 12th standard, from that syllabus only, okay, you will get the JEE means, okay, entrance examination, right? But what is the factor that to get a rank in that one? So see students here, the concept you will be learning from 11th to 12th standard, the concepts, okay, from the 11th and 12th standards only, but way of asking the questions are quite difficult in the IIT entrance examination. Okay, so these questions may be logical, maybe tricky, and in a different way they ask the questions. So we make you to perfect, we make you okay to get a confident to improve your confidence and to score the rank in the IIT. Okay, so here one of the most important to get a rank in the IIT is time factor, or you can say time management. Okay, so here the number of questions, whatever the questions they give, that you need to solve in 3 hours, that is in 180 minutes. Okay, so for that you need to improve your skills, okay, and some tricks to solve the problems in shortcuts, okay, and in a short time, in a small time. Okay, so all this you will be learning in this IIT Foundation. Okay, so students, here we are going to discuss all these things in this IIT Foundation classes. Right, now today I will give an introduction class for the chemistry. Okay students, now how can you define the chemistry? Yes, anyone? If you want to chat box, you can, in a chat box also you can say the answers. What is, how can you define the chemistry? What is chemistry? Can you try? Yes. Okay students, so chemistry is nothing but a branch of science that deals about the matter. Simple definition. Okay, so about the matter, in matter what it deals. So again, if you take the matter in the chemistry, what you are going to discuss about the matter is, first thing is composition. Okay, so composition. Next, structure. Next, properties. Okay, and also we are going to discuss about the changes that undergo. Under various conditions. So this is a definition of chemistry, students. So what is the definition of chemistry? A branch of science that deals about the matter. So about the matter, what it is, about the composition, structure, properties, and the changes that undergo. So students, here first the question raises that what is matter? Okay, what is matter? Anyone? Yes students, try to answer. What is matter? Come on, fast. Okay, so how can you define the matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. Okay, so how can you define the matter? Anything that has mass and occupies the space is called as a matter. So what do you have to remember here? One is mass and the second one is space. Okay, so mass. So here for example you see students, there is a pen in my hand. Whether it comes under matter? Yes, it comes under matter. Why? Because it has a mass, okay, and is occupying some space. Yes or no? For example, if I would like to place one book on my hand, okay, now the total book rests on my hand? No, because here already pen is there. So because pen is occupying some space, so now the total book cannot rest on my hand. Is this clear? So it is occupying some space and has some mass. Which has mass and occupy the space is called as a matter. Is this clear? Now okay, so this has a mass and occupy the space, this is a matter. Now let us see here, let us take this mobile. Okay, this is a mobile, and this mobile comes under matter. Yes, it comes under matter because it has a mass and occupying this space. Okay, so this is a space it's occupying, so this is a matter. Same way, if I would like to rest this book on my hand, is it resting on my hand? No, because my hand is occupied with the, okay, this mobile. So mobile also has a mass and occupy the space, so this is also a matter. Okay, now you can you give some examples for matter? Yeah, very good, Akansh. So the substance which occupies space and having mass is called as a matter. Very good, Akansh, very good, good response. Now can you give some other examples for matter? Once you see around you, okay, where you are sitting, just you see around you, okay, in your home. So now if you see, so you can see your AC. Okay, so AC, does it comes under matter? Yes, because see it's occupying some space and it has mass, so AC is a matter. Now just look out for this. So you have a fan also here. Does fan comes under matter? Chair, very good. Sriram Sagar, the chair is a matter. Very good. So chair is also a matter because it has a mass and occupies space. Monitor, very good. Book, pen, watch, bed. Very good, students. Akansh, very good. So here these all are the matters. Good, students. So whatever you see around us, this all comes under the matter. Now I ask one question to you. Here, can you see the air? Can you see the air? Air, we are breathing air, we are taking oxygen. No, very good, Sriram Sagar. So air, we can't see the air. Now does air comes under what, under matter or not? Does air comes under matter? Come on, fast. No sir, we can't. Akansh, are you responding for air? Okay, so air is not visible to us, that we know. But it occupies the entire earth, no sir. So can you say now it is matter or not? Now can you say air is a matter or not? Yes, air is a matter. Okay, so here example I'll write here, other examples you know, so I'm writing air only here. So air is a matter. Why? Because air also has a mass and occupy the space. Okay, so here you see air is occupying the space. You might have learnt in the lower classes somewhere one small experiment. Okay, like to take the two similar balloons and blow the air into the two balloons. Okay, same amount of air. So this is one balloon and this is one balloon. So two similar type of balloons we are blowing, and we are tying with the thread to this one. Okay, tying one thread to this one, and these threads we are hanging to one scale. Okay, this is a scale, and exactly at the center we are making one more balance, and we are balancing with this one. Okay, now if they have both same size, okay, then we can say that they both will be balanced. Yes or no? Now if you remove the air from one balloon, okay, you just take a pin and just poke it. Okay, then what happens? This total air will go, the balloon comes like this. Okay, becomes like this. Now whether it remains same like this, the scale, if you hold here, no. So what happens now? Now this balloon with this, okay, balance becomes like this. Okay, like this. So from this what we come to know here, air, as air is there here, so it is coming down. Okay, so the meaning is what? Air has a mass. Okay, and occupying this much space also. So when you are blowing air, so the air is moving inside the balloon and it is giving some big shape to this one. So it is occupying the space also. Yes or no? So air is a matter as it has a mass and occupy the space. Is this clear? Okay, so it has a mass and occupy the space is called as a matter. So air is a matter. Is this clear? Right, students. Now I am going to ask you one more simple question to you. You say like okay, now I am asking one more question. Is a shadow comes under matter or not? If say for example here is the sun. Okay, this is the sun and a person standing here. Here standing here, so I can see his shadow here. This is a shadow of this person. Okay, now the shadow comes under matter or not? Here Akansh, is your answer for shadow? Sriram Sagar, no, the shadow is not a matter. Very good boys, very good Sriram. So here shadow is not comes under matter. How can you say it does not comes under matter? Because it has no mass. It has no mass. For example, something shadow is falling on me. If I am standing beside the building, so the shadow of building on falling me, do I feel something heavy like okay on me? So no. Okay, of course it occupies the see here one more important thing. It looks like it occupying the space, but actually doesn't occupy the space. Okay, now I will give an example here. For example, you see, just how I told you that if the mobile is there, so if I keep the mobile on my hand, so then what's happening? It's occupying some space. If I keep that book, I would like to keep this book on my hand. So now is that book resting on my hand? No, because here the mobile is there. It's resting on the balloon. Sorry, it's resting on the mobile. Okay, because already mobile is occupying the space. Now, for example, if there is a shadow on my hand, if there is shadow on my hand, and I am placing the book. Okay, now imagine that there is a shadow on my hand, and I am placing the book on my hand. Now does this book place resting on my hand or not? So now book rests on my hand only. Yes or no? Now the shadow comes on the book. Yes or no? For example, there is one shadow. Okay, the shadow is falling on my hand. If I keep the book on my hand, then what happens? The shadow now comes on the book. Now it does not comes on. Okay, so on my hand. Now it is comes on the book. If I keep something on book also, then shadow comes over that. Okay, so the meaning is what? Shadow is not occupying any space. It looks like it's occupying some space. But actually it do not occupy any space. So here nothing is there. Even you can, some other person can walk on this shadow also. Yes or no? So shadow, it looks like it's occupying some space, but actually do not occupying any space. It do not has any mass. So here students, it is not a matter. We can see the shadow, but it does not comes under matter. We cannot see the air, but it comes under matter. Is this clear to you? Good. Now I'll ask some other questions to you. Now you say like smell. Okay, so the smell comes under the matter or not? Smell, does smell comes under matter or not? No. Very good. So very good. So smell does not comes under matter because smell has no mass and it does not occupy any space. So smell is not a matter. Okay. Now we understood what is a matter and what is not a matter. So this we are going to discuss in the chemistry. So we are going to discuss in the chemistry about the matter. This is a matter. Now you understood. Now let us see what is meant by the composition, what is the structure, properties, changes that undergo. Okay, so now first let us see about the composition. Student, do you know what is meant by the composition? Now what is meant by the composition? Composition means what? If we have one matter, how this matter is made up of? Okay, yeah, the stuff inside something. Very good. Who is this? Akansh. Akansh, very good. The stuff, okay, that is made something. Okay, so anything which is made up of something, that is called as a composition. For example, in the morning you will have like you think coffee. Okay, so coffee is a matter, we know that, because it has a mass and occupying some space. Okay, it's occupying the space of cup, so it is a matter and has a mass, right? But how this coffee is made up of? So to make a coffee, okay, to make a coffee we need what? We need a milk, okay, and what do you say, that coffee powder, okay, and we need some sugar, and this all we mix and we boil, okay, so that we can get the coffee. So this coffee is a matter, but it is made up of these three things, so this is called as a composition. Is this clear to you? Composition. Okay, so that is about the composition. So composition means with what it is made up of. So students, it's very important in the chemistry, okay, to know the composition. Why it is very important to know the composition? So see students, here you know that generally in the olden days, okay, for example, okay, in the simple way we can discuss. So why we need a composition? Okay, for example, if I ask you like from where you get the water? Okay, so from where we can get the water? So you say that we can get the water from the river, sir. We can get the water from the tap. We can get the water from the ocean. All these answers will give. Now I'll ask one question to you. Can we, yeah, water we can get from the ground also. Very good, Zoya. So we can get the water even in the, okay, underground also. Now I'll ask you one question, that can we prepare the water artificially in the lab? Now say this answer to me. Come on students, I want you to respond. I am asking question that yes sir we can. Akansh, very good. Yes Zoya, very good. Sriram, very good. So how can you prepare now? Very good, good. Very good answers. How? How can we prepare the water? Do you have an idea? What is the composition of water? So if we know the composition of water, then we can prepare that thing easily. Okay, if we know the composition, see, if by combining hydrogen and oxygen, very good. Who is this? Sriram. So you know that water formula is H2O. Yes, the formula of water is H2O. From the humidity in the air we can convert into water. Okay, but it is not like artificial, it is already existing in the nature, that we are converting, but already existing in the nature. Yes, but here composition of water, see, water formula is H2O, right? So here we can prepare the water by combining hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so H2O, two hydrogens are there, the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen is 2:1. So when you combine the hydrogen and oxygen in the ratio of 2:1, then we can get the water. Yes or no? So if we know the composition, then we can try to prepare it artificially. Yes or no? So this is a way to prepare the, and of course sometimes this is difficult, of course, how naturally we are getting the water, and in that way when you compare with that, it is difficult to prepare such amount of water artificially, but we can, okay, as Sriram said that the water can be prepared by combining hydrogen and oxygen. So student, that combination that is called composition. So in the chemistry we are going to study about the composition of matter. If any matter is there, how this matter is made up of. Okay, this composition is important. If we know the composition, okay, then we can make it artificially. So many things, what are the tablets, what are the medicine you are taking, they are preparing artificially. Yes or no? Okay, so you know that you might have, if you become weak, so you know, go to the hospital, so doctors will give some vitamins tablets and some proteins tablets and something, all they'll give. Yes, so actually these all you'll get from naturally, okay, through the diet, whatever the food you eat, whatever the fruits you eat, whatever the leafy vegetables you eat, from that you'll get all these things. But still, if you get ill, so instant recovery, then what happens? The doctors will give all this in the form of tablets. Yes, so doctors, the scientists, what they are doing, they are artificially preparing, because now they came to know what is the composition. If they came to know the composition of something, then they start preparing. Yes or no? So that is about the composition. So students, here in the chemistry we are going to deal about the composition, how a matter is made up of any matter. Okay, that. Now then we see the structures. Of course, the structure we discuss in the higher classes, means the next classes. Okay, and then properties, and you know about the properties. So we discussed that two types of properties are there, called as the physical properties and chemical properties. Okay, physical and chemical properties. So for example, okay, if we take the water only, so water also has two types of properties. Any matter, generally any matter has two types of properties, called as the physical properties and chemical properties. Like, what is physical properties? So physical properties, we say like water is a liquid. Yes or no? Its melting point MP is 0 degrees Celsius at 1 atmosphere. Yes. And its boiling point is what? Boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. So it boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. So like these are comes under the physical properties. Okay. Now what are the chemical properties? Chemical properties means how it is reacting with the other matters, like other elements. In the chemistry language we say how it is reacting with some other elements. You know, iron, students, if you have some iron piece, okay, iron piece, if you throw the iron piece for some time outside, few days outside, then what happens after few days? Yes, any iron gate or any iron piece, you can see after a long time, which is outside without painting or something. Very good, I got answer from the Sriram. So that is rust. Very good. So it forms the rust. Okay, so freshly prepared means freshly cut iron, anything, generally metals are lustrous in property. Yes or no? Lustrous means what? Which has a shiny property. Even iron also, first when you take the iron, that is a lustrous. Okay, that is shiny. But if you keep outside for some time, after a few days, then what happens? Okay, iron becomes a rust. So why? Because rusting occurs. Very good. How this rusting occurs? So here iron is reacting with moisture or humidity, or we can say simply with water. Okay, it reacts with air. Okay, not air only. Okay, dry air, it will not affect the iron. If it is dry air, it will not affect the iron, but moisture air. Moisture means what? Humidity, in which water vapor is present. So that term, okay, humidity, moist air, then that makes this iron to make a rust. Okay, so here this rust is like a chemical, and this is a type of chemical change. Okay, so like this, and you know that so many things which are undergoing the okay, react with water. Like metals, or for example, you take like a metal, okay, metal like magnesium is there. When it react with water, it forms magnesium hydroxide, which is base. And you might have learnt about the acids and bases, no? So it forms the base and liberate the hydrogen gas. Okay, for balancing, right, like this. So here the water is reacting with this metal. Okay, so this is a chemical properties. So in here we are going to discuss in the physics or in the chemistry about the physical properties of matter and about the chemical properties of matter. Okay, so this is the another point what we study in chemistry. Okay, then what we are going to study, and the changes it undergoes. Yeah, just how I told you now, that changes it undergoes. So that is nothing but a okay, changes that undergoes also we discuss. Okay, now you know that about we are discussing about the changes that matter undergoes. Okay, so that is depending on the conditions. That is depending on the conditions. So for example, you know, I'll take the water only, and here water is in which state? What is the state of water? Liquid. Very good. So it is a liquid in state. Now I'll freeze this water. I'll keep in the refrigerator, deep freeze, and I'll reduce my refrigerator temperature to 0 degrees or less than 0 degrees. Okay, then what happens? Becomes solid. Very good. So that becomes ice. So this is what solid, right? This is solid. Now after some time it becomes ice, so it is converting into solid. So the matter is changing from liquid state to solid state, right? Now what I do, I'll take out the again ice from the refrigerator, okay, back. Okay, I'm taking back and I'm keeping outside. Okay, now does it remain ice only as permanently? Continuously does it remain as ice? No. Okay, again when it comes to a room temperature, again it comes under water. So what it is called? Melting. Yes or no? What it's called? Melting. Yeah, it changes into water and ice melts and it changes into water. Now what I do, this water, now I start heating again, I will make it to boil. Okay, then what happens? When I make it to boil, then what happens? It changes into vapor. Okay, and vapor is in which state? Gaseous state. Okay, it is in gaseous state. So here liquid is turning into solid, again solid is turning into liquid, again liquid is turning into gases. Again this vapor, if you condense, do you know what is the condensation? Okay, condense, it will be turning into the liquid. So here as the conditions changes, the matter is also undergoing the changes. So these all the things also we are going to learn under chemistry. Okay, so this is the students. So chemistry is a branch of science that deals about the matter. In that matter we are going to discuss about the composition of matter, structure, properties, again two types, physical and chemical, and the changes that undergoes. So all these things are going to learn under chemistry. Okay, is this clear? Yes students? Okay, so right, so students, today I think we stop with this. Okay, and in the next class we discuss in detail, and I'm going to discuss okay, some other topics also. Actually, what are the topics are there even in your 9th class textbook, NCERT textbook? Apart from that, we are going to discuss which are useful to your main IIT level. So be with us. Okay, thank you.